guys, this is Jessica Mellott, and you're listening to Remote Transmission on
You are receiving a remote transmission from IPMNation.com. Stay tuned for further instructions. You are receiving a remote transmission from IPMNation.com. Stay tuned for further instructions.
You wanted me, said I was beautiful, broken, and I would always be your angel when I'm falling. But what does that say about the way you love me if I'm only beautiful, broken? Where have you been? I'm back, got it together. I'm alright now, but I'm reaching back for a memory of you, looking me in the eye. I was falling to pieces, you were picking them up, you were right there by my side. I'm starting to get it. You only hold me when I cry. You wanted me, said I was beautiful, broken, and I would always be your angel when I'm falling. But what does that say about the way you love me if I'm only beautiful, broken? Was it the last you were drawn to it all? It was a shattering sound and my sharp edges running to me when I'm low. I'll get you high. Starting to get it. Starting to get it. I'm starting to get it. Are you starting to get it? Starting to get it. I need you even when my tears are dry. You wanted me, said I was beautiful, broken, and I would always be your angel when I'm falling. But what does that say about the way you love me if I'm only beautiful, broken? Oh, tell me what happened when you treat me bad, when I don't need to be sad. You wanted me, said I was beautiful, broken, and I would always be your angel when I'm falling. But what does that say about the way you love me if I'm only beautiful, broken? Don't wanna be broken. Don't wanna be broken.
Welcome everyone to Remote Transmission here on IPMNation.com. Matt from IPMNation.com sitting here on the phone. We have with us Jessica Mellott. How are you, Jessica?
I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight?
Very good, very good. And we opened the show with your track "Beautiful Broken," and we're going to be playing another track after the interview. But where are you from, Jessica?
I'm actually from Maryland originally, but I live in Boston now.
Oh, okay. And have you moved around a bit? I kind of got that impression looking at your bio.
Well, I moved around in Boston quite a few times, actually. I've lived here for about 4 years, and I've moved 3 times.
Okay.
But in Maryland, I've been in the same house since I was 6 months old.
Oh, no
So I
kidding.
don't remember moving the first time.
Yeah. So how long have you been in Boston?
About 4 years now. I love it here. It's so amazing here.
Oh, okay, okay. And you've got a bunch of tracks on your website. Do you have a full-length album out, or is your music just online at this point?
Right now, it's just online. I do have an EP that I've sold quite a few times, but I'm working on my full-length album right now.
Okay.
And that should be out, I'm hoping, within a year. I've been working with a great producer out in Middleton, Mass.
Okay. Do you want to mention who it is? It might be someone our listeners are familiar with.
Oh, I don't think I should mention who it is right now, but you'll find out in a year.
Okay, all right. We'll keep it a surprise.
Keep it under wraps. I gotta keep it a secret.
Right. I understand. And how long have you been recording music?
Oh my God. Well, I've been singing since I was 5. I started off doing lots of musicals and classical music, and then I would say when I started high school, I realized that I really loved the contemporary stuff. I think it's because American Idol hit then. I just loved Kelly Clarkson. She was my idol for
Sure.
oh my God, for high school and middle school. I just loved her. So I started really getting into the pop and the rock scene, and I started recording, I think 10th grade. So I think I was like, I think it was like 13 or 14, something like that when I started. Probably 14.
Yeah. So when you started recording at 14, I mean, what kind of stuff did you record? Was it like what you do now, or I mean, obviously you were much younger, so I assume it was.
Yes, definitely a lot younger. Well, it's definitely more bubblegummy.
Sure.
And I mean, you can hear it now. Like, I still love the track. So there's still on like my MySpace and everything.
Yeah.
Remember Me was actually the first song that I recorded, and that was with an awesome producer, Jameson Roth of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I heard that when I hit your website. Actually, that was the first track that popped up.
Yeah, I like that. So I have that up, but it's definitely more, like traditional straight up pop. But what I'm working on now is definitely more edgy. I've been working for the past year to decide what direction I want to go in, and it's definitely more of a rock vibe than the straight up pop. So that's what I'm working on now.
Okay, so your new material is more rock oriented?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And what is it that drives you in that direction? Because you said you love to do both. So what is it about going in with more of a rock vibe that appeals to you?
I have to say, I think it's just the looseness on stage. Like, I love watching, like, Aerosmith and, like, crazy bands like that. And I have to say, like, I love the vibe of that on stage. And I just like to be able to do what you feel. And, and like, I would say traditional pop's more, like, about dancing, which is fun.
Sure.
I like to be a little more wild.
Right.
Just throw my hair around. It's kind of fun.
Now, I know you have a lot of experience on stage because you've also done a lot of acting. You mentioned doing musical theater, and I know you did Sound of Music and some things like that. So does that also kind of figure in maybe to your decision to want to do more of a rock thing? Because obviously when you're doing musicals, you're very constrained. You have to do exactly what's called for.
Absolutely. But, I would have to say rock's pretty theatrical. So I think there's definitely a lot of ties. I mean, if you look at Adam Lambert from American Idol, he had that musical theater background. He was on Broadway, but he was just such an amazing performer, and he wasn't constrained at all. And I know exactly what you're saying. 'Cause when you're doing a musical, you have to be the character, not yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
Because you're doing that, and you're being so exaggerated with your emotions, it definitely translates to rock. Because it's all about that. It's all about being exaggerated and letting go.
Right. Now, the pop-oriented material that you have now, have you done a lot of live shows playing those songs?
I have, yes. I've done quite a few, and I've done a lot of, cover stuff, too, as well the past few years, because I just enjoy singing in general. But I've done a lot of those songs out in the Boston area. I did a show at Mantra about a year ago that was really fun, and I sang Slow Motion, but I also sang a cover of Poker Face by Lady Gaga, and I did it acoustically, so that was pretty interesting.
Really?
Yeah, so that was pretty fun. I was going to post a video online, but unfortunately it didn't come out. It was like so dark you couldn't see me.
Oh, no kidding.
Too bad. Yeah.
Now, we should let people know too. A lot of times when people when people look at pop singers, and again, you're going in more of a rock direction with your newer material, but a lot of times when people look at pop singers, they assume that that someone writes their songs for them, and that they can't play their instruments and whatnot. But you actually have an education in music.
Yes. Well, thank you. That's kind of you to say. Yeah, I actually just graduated from Berklee College of Music.
Yeah,
In
congratulations.
Boston. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I graduated in May with a degree in professional music, and I just really concentrated on performance and songwriting, and definitely the business side of things as well, because it's a good thing to know, of course, like the entertainment business, so you know what you're dealing with and getting into.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, I love Berklee. That's why I moved to Boston, and I just loved it. Yeah, I just finished that in May, and I missed that. It was fun.
And you finished early, correct? 3 years?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I finished a year early because I took some college and high school stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked out good.
Yeah. So what was it like at Berklee? I did a summer course there. Nothing serious, but you went. You've got your degree in 3 years and whatnot. I mean, was it a lot of pressure?
There's a lot of pressure, but it's a good environment. Like, it's just a great environment to be in because everyone there is super creative. Everybody's going for, the same type of thing. Like, everyone wants to be in the music industry. So it's like, it's competitive and there is pressure, but then again, there's just this nice, like, relaxed vibe as well because everyone, on the other hand, wants to help everybody else out because it's all about networking and making, like, connections with, like, people that are like-minded as you. So, like, I met, like, some great guitarists at Berklee that I would songwrite with, and I had, like, a great friends that I did a band with there, and, like, everyone's supportive. But, I mean, I can see where you would think, on the other hand, like, there's a lot of pressure there just because, there's so many classes. Like, they make, like, 13 classes in a semester.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is not typical. And so you have a lot of work to do, but the learning there is awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
Did you find it was difficult to keep up with, furthering your own career while you were also studying?
Sometimes it felt like that just because you had so many classes.
Yeah.
Then again, the classes were so helpful that I learned so much, so I'd have to say no just because I learned things that I never knew before going there. And then my teachers were also amazing. Some of my professors were just incredible musicians, incredible teachers, and performers in their own right. So, I mean, just the learning that I got there was definitely worth it, even if it was a lot of work and time-consuming.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, now, are you focusing primarily... Well, I mean, I know you're focusing primarily on the music, but are you still also doing some acting, or have you kind of put that aside for now so you can focus full on what you're doing musically?
I'm actually still really interested in the acting. There's just some movies that come in here to Boston that I'm interested in maybe getting into, but I love that side of things as well, just because I've been doing that my whole life. Musicals, definitely the combination of both.
Sure.
And I miss those, but yeah, just like movie acting, TV acting, I'm still interested in that and like doing that as well. I did this indie film over the summer that was really fun.
Oh, no kidding.
That was a good experience. Yeah, so I'm definitely still doing that, keeping that up.
Is that film, is that something that's out already, or has it been released yet? Or?
Oh, it has not been released yet, no, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Are you at liberty to say what it is, or do we have to wait till it comes out?
I should probably make you wait on that, too. I'm sorry, I'm full of secrets today.
That's okay, I understand.
But it was with a local Boston filmmaker that's really talented. So.
Yeah, no, that's really cool, and that's that's cool. That's a good thing about Boston too. That people probably don't think about is that a lot of films are, or maybe not a lot, but there's been quite a few films over the years that have been made in Boston, and so there are opportunities there for acting. So that's really good, especially for someone like you who's interested in both. You've obviously got a bustling music scene, but there are some great acting opportunities as well.
Yeah, there are, and I definitely think more are coming. Because I know it was pretty big before I got here. I know there were quite a few movies that were being filmed here, And then I know like last year, it got kind of like it kind of slowed down because the tax incentives went away, or something like that. Like the tax incentives were taken away for a year, but now they came back. So I think more are coming this summer again. I know like Kevin James is doing something, so hopefully that'll be big. And just the more and more the better, because it can only help.
Right, absolutely. Now, are you at this point in your career, do you have a team of people, or do you have a manager or anyone who works with you? Because you obviously have a lot on your plate, and you're kind of multitasking a bit. I mean, is it all DIY, or do you have some help, or what happens there? How does that work?
Well, mostly it is me, but I have to say that my family is extremely supportive.
That's good.
So they're definitely willing to help. Yeah, I'm so blessed in that department. But so they're definitely willing to help. Like my mom, she used to take me to before I could drive, she'd take me to all my shows and everything.
Sure.
Now that I'm a little older, she promotes me to everyone, and they're just amazing. But so I have a strong backbone, I have to say.
Is there are there other performers or musicians in your family? Because I know very oftentimes when someone starts a career at such a young age as you did, it's often because of the influence of family members who have also done that. Is that the case in your family?
Sure. Typically that is the case in most people, but it's weird with me. There really, and we've thought about this over the years, my family and I, there really isn't anyone that we can think of that did anything like this.
Yeah.
Acting or with singing. And, I think the person we all think of possibly would be my great-great-grandmother, because she used to sing a lot. She had a beautiful voice, but she never, did it as a career. And most people in my family joke that they can't sing at all, so they don't know, they don't know where this came from. But my dad thinks he can sing pretty well. He sings Frank Sinatra, so he thinks he's good. But
Right.
I don't know. Maybe karaoke bar good. No, I'm kidding.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but he likes it. They all like to sing. My mom, she used to do Dolly Parton impressions in the backyard for the folks around town.
Yeah.
She thinks she's got it, but I don't know.
Now, are they all back in Maryland?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually going in about a week and a half to see them, so I'm excited.
Do they ever make it up here to check out what you're doing?
Yeah, they've been up a few times. Typically, when I was at Berkeley, they'd come up to bring me there and bring me back, because I used to go home for the summers just to spend the summer relaxing and doing stuff in Maryland with music. But lately, I've been visiting them since I've been graduated. They came up for my graduation. That was pretty exciting.
Right.
I've been there a few times, and I'm excited to go back because I miss them a lot.
Yeah, very cool. Well, what do you have coming up, Jessica? What do you want us to know about that you have coming up? I know you're working on the album. Is that going to be a full length, by the way, or an EP?
It's going to be full length, hopefully. I
Great.
mean, I'll definitely release singles as they're done.
Yeah.
But hopefully it'll be a full length. That's what I'm wanting to do.
Are you going to release are you going to kind of release singles along the way then online? Because I know that's a strategy that a lot of people are using now is kind of almost you almost want to say kind of leaking things out on the internet before the album is ready.
Before the album release. Yeah, I would say I wouldn't call it, in my case, I wouldn't call it leaking. I would definitely put it on and say, check it out.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be willing to do that with probably 1 to 3 songs, and then release an album. That's what my plan is anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that's funny that you said it about leaking, because I know a few celebrities have done that, and there's just so many that you're like, maybe that's a strategy they're using now to get people to listen to the album.
Well, the way the business has changed so much, it's almost like and the reason I asked too if you were putting out an EP or a full length is I know a lot of artists now who only do EPs because they feel like with the way that the business has changed because of the internet, everything has to be so immediate and you have to really hold people's attention. And so you have to either do an EP or if you're going to do a full length, you employ the strategy that you're going to do where you put things out as they're done instead of holding everything back until the release of the album.
I see your point. Things have changed so drastically in just the past few years, and I would honestly have to say it's all because of, well, a lot because of iTunes, and then a lot because of, when MySpace first came out, it was like huge for artists, and people were, checking out artists and figuring out new people, and it really drew attention there. And I know it's not as big anymore. So I would definitely have to say like iTunes, and just the fact that you could digitally download so fast, and it was 99 cents, and it just really changed things a lot for people.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Do we have? Forgive me if I asked you this already, but do we have an ETA on when the album will be out?
I'm hoping within the year. That's my goal.
Okay.
And that's still a year.
So it may be a while, but good.
Than that.
But good things take time.
Definitely within like 3 months. I'm hoping first single within 3 months.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, you have a great website, jessicamellott.com. And
MELLOTT, 2 L's, 2 T's.
I was gonna.
Everybody says MELLOT. They leave off a T.
Right.
I don't know why that is.
Yeah, because then it would be Mellott, I would think.
Mellott, yes.
Instead of Mellott.
And I've heard it all. I've heard Jessica Mellon. Jessica Mellott. I've heard everything.
Really?
But it's Mellott.
Have you ever seen it misspelled on a poster for a show or something?
I've seen it misspelled before, yes, MELLOT always, and I always go, you guys should correct that, please.
Yeah.
It's usually like before it goes to print, and it's like a file on the computer, like, hey, what do you think? And I'm like, I think it's great, but the last name is bad.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll look for the album. We'll hit up your website. Everyone should and of course, obviously, you're on Facebook and MySpace and.
Oh yeah, I'm everywhere.
You're on Reverb Nation and.
I love making friends.
Absolutely, and it was definitely easy to find you when I Googled you. Lots of stuff came up. So and that's
thanks.
and that's
I like that.
That's important, and that's something that up and coming artists need to know about. Is you need to make sure that you have a very strong web presence.
Absolutely, that's now more than ever. You need to have a strong web presence because that's how indie artists are making it now.
Mm-hmm.
Just gaining fans through the internet. Fans like I have fans from India and fans from Egypt and fans from Britain, and I wouldn't have that if I didn't have the internet.
Exactly.
They wouldn't know who I was. So it is pretty incredible, and I agree with you. I definitely think that up-and-coming artists need to have it so that their name, when you search on Google, the name that pops up, their website pops up with their pictures. It's just very important.
Absolutely. I occasionally Google myself just to feel famous. I like seeing stuff come up.
You Google yourself and you see your name pop up with your station, and you're like, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I don't do it. I don't do it as much as I used to. I've tried to cut back, but it's just I get a kick out of it though.
Kind of fun, to Google yourself and you're like, hey, wait, did this person because sometimes you see people commenting about you, and that's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's always nice when they're like, oh, I love this girl's video, or it's something nice about you, and it makes you feel good. It's I think anyone would feel that. Absolutely. Yeah. So I don't blame you at all. You got an awesome station going on.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And both the tracks, of course, that we're playing tonight are going into rotation on IPMNation.com. And anything that you want to send us in the future, we'll put on as well. And right after we wrap up, we're going to play this other track, Slow Motion, which is a great tune. And
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And thanks very much for being here with us tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. And everybody, please make sure to check out the music video for Slow Motion on youtube.com/JessicaMellott and the LLOTT.
Very good. All right, we'll do that. And Jessica, thanks again, and have a good night.
Thank you, you too. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Life in the city, that was the dream, and you were the one that made me believe. Alive in this city, but my heart isn't here. I wonder if you miss me while I disappear into a crowd full of faces that I don't even know. With every breath I I watch the city break its pace, but how can I forget your face if my whole life is slow motion? Alone in this city, I follow the lights and imagine the stars I can't find in the sky. A choice in this city, but my heart is a mess. How can I choose between right or left? I'm lost at the crossroads to everywhere. I don't know which way to go. With every breath I stop to take, I watch the city break its pace. But how can I forget your face if my whole life is slow motion? Your memory lasts in me over time, and I can't erase you. No matter how hard I try to forget, I can't replace you. But how can I forget your face if my whole life is slow motion? A life in the city, that was the dream. And you were the one that made me believe.